Welcome to the Lazaro Lab, and we have a special guest today. His name rhymes with beanie, and his name is Mario Giannecchini.
Yeah. Mario.
Welcome.
Welcome, Mario. We're here to talk a little bit about health and the health journey that you've had thus far, and we're going to talk about some of that fun stuff that you've been through and what you're still continuing to go through and the amazing progress you've made. We're all proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Very proud.
We are, Mario.
Yeah, we love you.
I never stopped believing in you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just gotta get
Ryan's
you need
key to my, I don't want to say key. Solid foundation, and then Matt was there
What did you
to
span on how you
question my abilities. So I was like, okay.
You got to get built up
good,
and get chopped
yin-yang.
down.
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. I don't know why I'm the bad cop. But no, we're going to talk a little bit about health. I think Ryan, you go and give us the definition of what most people think health is, I guess.
I don't know what most people think, but
Well, what do you think?
for me, health would be around the wealth part of it as well.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
no, yeah. Well, encompass
not
it all.
necessarily financially wealthy, but well off enough to be a provider, to be healthy, to be sustainable and provide and put a roof over my family's house. So what you do, what you eat, how your lifestyle is, will determine the outcome of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's part of it.
Yeah.
You want to elaborate a little more?
I mean, like habits of working out, habits of cleanliness of eating.
Yeah.
Your sleep regimen.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I've been battling with recently is getting a sufficient amount of sleep. A few weeks prior to this, I was getting 3.5, 4 hours of sleep, falling apart during the workouts. I already do anyway, if it's cardio related. But yeah, like it's a struggle if you're sleep deprived, and there's a lot of people struggling with sleep deprivation, whether it's because of stress or eating habits, lack of exercise, or lack of stimulation. Eating plays a big role.
Yeah.
Not consuming foods that have a lot of, or I would say, provide a lot of inflammation in the body. So you want to just follow healthy eating habits, good workout regimens. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, no, so what I would like to add to that is when we're dealing with health, the interesting thing is I hear a lot of people saying that they are healthy, right? Especially with what's going on right now. They're like, oh, well, that person was healthy. Why are they struggling so much, X, Y, and Z? Well, the reality is they're not as healthy as they think. True health, in my opinion, let's say from a physical standpoint, is maintaining the ability to be resilient to disease, for one, which it's different per person. I think there's genetic issues that come into line with that, but also when you're unable to do certain things, you're not healthy. Meaning, if you're unable to go for a jog,
Yeah.
and you feel like you're gonna die, you're I don't care what your doctor tells you, you're not freaking healthy.
So I agree with Matt. Yeah. The main thing is, getting foods and whatnot, but the main thing for health is like being able to do what you want without feeling like you're going to die or out of breath. And that was probably one of the key things to help me, see that I'm not healthy back when I was like, 300 plus pounds.
So did you ever find yourself looking up, like online, like why do I feel this? Why am I experiencing this?
Yeah, were you going
Like
into
self-assessing yourself?
What's that website that everyone uses?
WebMD.
Yeah. I have cancer. Were you
Here
on
and there I would. It's something
Yeah.
like, really.
Like why am I having heart palpitations? Or, left arm is going down.
Why am I sweating sitting down?
Once I got to like 300 plus, I kind of felt I knew the answer to a lot of those questions. So I didn't need to reach out to the internet. But yeah, just unable to do what you want, and that's.
But you came from being, when I first met you, I mean, you were like, what, 17 maybe?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is like almost 20 years ago, damn near. Well, not 20 years, probably 17 years ago or something like that.
17.
Yeah. And so because Mario's what, 37?
Whoa. 16.
Yeah.
1 year younger than Ryan, so.
No, so when I met you, you were pretty fit. You were like what, 180,
Yeah, when I went to you, I finally kind of got over my, tired life of being fat.
Yeah, because you were overweight and you got pretty fit.
It was high school, so middle school, every summer, gained pretty much 20 pounds, like clockwork.
Oh, wow.
And then it wasn't until like 7th grade that I started going to the gym, and then kind of stopped that for a bit. High school, it all came back, and then some.
Oh, wow.
So sophomore year, I was about 240, and then it was junior year, and then that summer going into the senior year, I really cut back my calories. I didn't know how to diet. I didn't know what to do.
You just ate less.
Way less. Like, a little bit of scoop of peanut butter, some celery, carrots, whatever.
Oh, God. That's torture.
And so my senior year of high school, I was like 195.
Yeah.
So I think I was like just turned 17. And then that's when I went to you because, oops.
Maybe don't hit the thing anymore.
Yeah.
And then go
At
like
that
this.
time, I was talking to the marine recruiters, and they were big fans of you guys. So they told me, they gave me this huge list of all these
the
supplements, which a 17-year-old probably shouldn't be taking.
Back then, this is when everyone was being shipped out to Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And then so a bunch of the Marine recruiters had served out there, and then a bunch of them went to Fallujah, like the initial invasion part, and it was crazy. So they were right around the corner from us, so they were always by. And that was back when there was certain products were legal.
The Wild Wild West.
The Wild Wild West,
yeah.
which if you go back to episode 5, you'll learn a lot about. But anyways, go ahead. Sorry, Mario, go ahead and finish.
So went there, and it's kind of annoying. You kept refusing to sell me stuff.
I was trying to be a good guy.
They gave me a long list, and you're like, no, it's everything.
Yeah, well, but you don't need it, man.
Yeah. Well,
you should say that part. Helping you be healthy.
So then I was start Delta, but actually that summer, so I graduated high school, and that summer before I started Delta, that's when I had the biggest, I won't say biggest transformation, but in regards to strength, yes, because, I finally, on the third try, certain salesman just gave up on me. He's like, fine, take it, whatever. So
You want it so bad, here you go.
I mean, these products back then, they were super strong. Literally day 14, day 0 to 13, no change. Day 14,
boom,
my strength increased dramatically.
Yeah.
Went from maxing out with 205 on the bench to repping out 225 10 times.
Yeah.
Day 14 was a great day.
Yeah. Wow.
So
That's impressive.
Yeah. So I met Matt. It was like 195, and then Delta.
Yeah, you're pretty fit.
That changed, and I went way down. I think I got down to like 165.
Yeah.
And
you were a little too light back then.
Yeah, because I got super skinny.
I feel like whatever that dude told you to eat, you were like just losing. You lost some of your mass.
Yeah, I lost a lot.
Yeah. Fast forward. Let's fast forward to like you. When we first met you, you were pretty dang fit. Things were going well for you, and eventually you ended up at UOP, right?
Yeah.
And then after that,
So what led to the initial weight gain?
yeah,
Was it
before you went to the Army?
After it was the the result of why I got out. I got medical discharge for medical reasons. So after my surgery, it was I couldn't really work out. This went on for a solid year. I tried, various times to go to the gym and do anything really. And even just doing cardio, it would trigger my, I guess, the result of the surgery.
Yeah. Well, they messed up, right? Didn't they fuck up on the surgery?
Yeah. It wasn't the best one. Yeah. So, just from the simplest thing, it was always pain. So maybe not want to work out.
Yeah.
And that was like, probably my only real hobby. So I took that out of the equation, and I think slowly, I didn't really realize at the time, but I think I may have gotten a little depressed.
Yeah.
And
kind of losing that.
I was going buffets 2-3 times a week.
Yeah.
I mean, not initially, but it
Eventually,
it
yeah.
developed into that. And that was back when Jackson, the casino was still open, and those buffets were pretty good.
And do you have a scar?
I have a few scars.
Can you show us the scars?
Even though I,
Please remove your shirt.
even though I lost the weight, I'm still, have that bigger person mentality still. I don't like to show too much.
Yeah, but overall, like you ended up in a kind of in a dark space with your mind, right? Like kind of.
Yeah, at that point, so got to my highest weight ever, and then COVID happened, and at this point, I was like, oh, well, matter of time before I die. Weight wise,
dark, man. I'm sorry for laughing. Nah, man, like we were. Yeah,
you
were just waiting.
Yeah, I was like, I
remember you coming in sometimes, and you were having some scares once in a while. Like, hey, you'd come in like,
I can't breathe.
Didn't feel too well. I had a little pain in my chest.
And then every time I do a little workout with you guys, it was always like that. I was like,
I think the worst thing about this dude is that he was your friends for a long time. So you had these guys to help you for a really long time.
Yeah. And
when did you start using them?
He made it feel like
Mario always took advice.
Yeah,
it's just he was.
did.
I really feel like psychologically you were just broken down.
yeah,
at that point.
if I don't want to do something, I'm really not going to do it.
Yeah.
And once I gained all the weight and got to that point, I really didn't think I had the desire to actually, fix myself, because it's a lot of work, a lot of effort, and it's like once I got to that point, I don't know if I'll throw a picture up, but
We'll
throw a
once
picture
I
up,
got to that point, I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna get back to
Where you were, during your fit
amazing
day.
shape. I don't want to say sexy, but
Someone found you sexy. You want to talk about Winko?
But it was just, just waiting. It's like, probably going to catch, it, and we'll see.
Oh man.
And so I just come in here, and it's like spending time with my friends, with my mom. Was like, don't come here, because so my mom was really paranoid, and it's like, so I was like, okay,
especially in the beginning, a lot of people were.
Yeah. So just hang out in my apartment. I ain't want to buy chairs, so laying down in my apartment all day.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel like the isolation made things worse? Like being alone?
Yeah,
right?
Definitely, yeah. Because then I'm saying, do what I really want to do, and I mostly it was like,
go out to eat,
cookies, and making, well, I call it cereal. It was Chips Ahoy cookies in a bowl. So I would do whatever.
Man.
It's like, if my time here is limited, might as well eat the best.
So when you ate like that, was there like a sense of happiness or joy?
Oh
associated with
that's
it?
happiest.
Yeah.
So I think you were doing like a lot of top ramen.
Yeah.
I think you were saying you're doing multiple packs of top ramen.
Weren't you big on McDonald's for a while?
So here and there. Back then, especially, fast food. I lived like around the corner from Little Caesars, and across the street from Little Caesars is Round Table Pizza, and back then Round Table actually had their lunch buffet, and I was like, perfect. Once I figured that out, I stopped going to Little Caesars, and
because it's right across the street.
Literally right across the street.
You're looking for the best bang for your buck.
Same price, but way better pizza.
If you guys want to know the best prices for anything, message Mario.
So
Bargain shopper.
No.
So
No, that's but I remember it's like you would try, and then it seemed like it was just like you kind of disappear a little bit, then you try again, and then
I'll come here to hang out, and then you got guys want to make me work out. I was like, ugh, need to rethink this. So
What do you think we're gonna make you do? We're a supplement store in a gym.
literally in the gym.
I just want to eat and watch them work out. It's like, okay, it's cool. I didn't have a TV, so I know. It was a little better
You
than my
did,
phone.
actually. I remember
Live working out.
just
Yes.
eating and watching. Like,
Oh, yeah.
this is interesting. It's like a spectator sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, it looks like they're having a hard time. Eat something.
For them.
Oh man.
And by
Share with people kind of like the difference in how you view yourself now from when you were at your, let's say at your lowest, lowest and highest weight, right? Or is that fair to say?
Yeah. It's a big change. I mean, when you're big, you realize it, but you really don't assess how bad you really are until you actually, change for the better. And, see yourself, every day lighter.
Yeah.
Less excess calories,
Yeah.
stored energy.
I remember
So-
that just actually reminded me of something. I remember when you would come by and you were like, I don't like your guys' mirrors.
Yeah.
They're not the same.
These
my
are
apartment.
terrible.
The mirror there in my apartment, it looked a lot better. I come here with all these lights and stuff.
So this shirt doesn't look the same on me.
No, these mirrors add I think a lot of weight. I mean, somehow now it looks more correct, but I don't know. But
After like 100 pounds.
They're reality mirrors.
Reality mirrors, yeah.
so, yeah.
No stage lighting or
So, yeah, it's a big change, Back then, really not happy with the way it looked, and it's like, whatever. But now that I lost weight and, see.
But also
everything.
how you physically
yeah, how
feel,
do you,
though, right?
you must feel different. I mean, I remember
yeah, I mean-
we would be hanging out and we all had whoops at the time. And then you were like, I still feel like I'm working out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you would be kind of breathing like,
Randomly,
Yeah.
just heart's pumping.
Sweating.
And,
Yeah, you're watching
and
your strength
throwing
go up.
caffeine on top of that. And just my strain was going up just from drinking the caffeine.
Yeah. You're sitting down?
Yeah,
That was kind of scary,
Let's
actually.
go back to the whole, definition of health.
Yeah.
Definitely not the definition of health, because just drinking a caffeine drink shouldn't make me feel like I'm, jogging or something. So yeah,
So there's no need to work out. I already feel
I
like
guess
I'm
I don't need to work out. Yeah. But you can do a lot more now. Quite a bit. I remember when we kind of talk shit and be like, you can't do a pull up, and then you'd be like, what the hell? And you try to jump, and you were
just-
cranking them out now.
yeah.
That, and I mean, you
Got
recently
everything.
did a 315 for your squat.
Yeah, yeah.
That's been a big achievement.
Yeah,
Haven't
we,
did that in a while.
We,
Yeah, 'cause-
we kept throwing weights on without
Yeah.
him telling him how
on my
much it was.
birthday, so,
You got
On-
this.
He PR'd on his birthday.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Because the most I ever did here was 275 for squat. I mean, typically I like to say 225. I mean, I feel it, but I was like, whatever. But
Yeah.
once, getting 300s, then you actually need to focus and
Yeah.
pay attention to what you're doing. And it's like, that's still my main probably issue now. I'm strong, I have strength,
Yeah, you're hella strong.
but actually getting to that mindset like before, like 18, 25, and I actually cared more about weightlifting and
Yeah.
more so bodybuilding. I mean, I always had that, I guess, mentality, go as hard as I can, get the most results. Here, it's like, I'm going through the motions. I mean, my strength's coming back. I don't
When
say-
you want to use it, it comes back.
yeah. So on that day, it was kind of a struggle, but in a good way, because I slowly getting back to that point where I want to lift heavy, want to do more.
Oh.
So just getting back that mindset.
Did it? Was it kind of like an aha moment? Like, did you feel a little more confident or?
Yeah.
like a
I
shift?
mean, 300. That's kind of scary, just the number. Like, 300.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt fine.
I like the movie 300.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Going down was really easy.
Yeah.
But then when I had to come back up, I was like, I was like thinking about it. Do I really want to push?
Like,
Do I
oh.
want to do this? I was like, I guess I will. And then got in. I was like, wasn't so bad. Then it was 315 after that, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just throwing weight on for
I
you.
mean, 315 felt better than 305 or the
Yeah.
300.
Well, you got you hyped up,
Yeah.
You get that.
I mean, once I
nervous
did it
system.
once, I okay, a few more pounds really isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. If that was the end of the workout, I think I would probably go, see what how much more I could do.
Yeah.
But then there's another segment.
But I feel like those things are,
rope stuff.
those things outside of your weight goals and stuff like that, like physical achievements and feeling stronger, feeling more fit. They provide such a different context of progress to chase in your life too.
Yeah.
And I can't stress that enough for most people to actually really pursue those things on top of your aesthetic goals and stuff like that, because it adds so much value to everything.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think I see you are happier.
Yeah.
Like you feel happier, you look happier, you seem healthier.
Yeah. Thanks.
So
You want to talk about your blood work? No, no, I'm just joking.
I said see and feel. Huh?
Yeah, but you're still making more changes.
Yeah.
It's a long-term type of
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, you've turned this into, now let's hope, a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
This is the most consistent you've been.
Oh yeah, I mean, prior to this, the most consistent you've been was 4 weeks.
That's true.
No, it was 4 weeks, and you were bringing your food into to work.
Yep.
Broccoli and chicken, but then after that 4 weeks,
Go this way. Just scoot over that way.
after that 4 weeks, you kind of just fell apart.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. What
Yeah.
led to that? Was it just?
Meal prepping is just so annoying. The prepping, it's annoying, but having multiple meals every 2 hours, it's a lot of work. And for me, I live about an hour away, so I need to bring all my food with me, and it's a hassle. So then I would try new things, such as eating, maybe twice a day or once a day. It's like,
Or never.
same food, all the macros, but just shorter,
So you've experimented with a lot of different diets.
Yeah. I think part of the best results, having about 6 meals a day.
Yeah.
However, try to find better ways.
Mario's looking for shortcuts. Let's just say it. No.
I'm a fan of maybe 2 meals a day. It's much more convenient.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Don't you feel better eating more often though? Like throughout the day, especially when you're training hard.
Yeah, having multiple meals, if you really want to be stronger and look better, that's probably the ideal way to go. Having multiple meals, smaller meals, so your body can really utilize everything you're eating. Because I have a feeling eating large amounts at one time, probably the body is
You're still breaking it down, but you may your energy levels may be different, and I think it's different for everybody because, like, I still legitimately only eat like 3 real meals a day.
That's why his arms were smaller.
Let's look at the in body.
Just depends on, all that matters is what the camera sees. Yes,
flex
Mario,
off.
you got big arms.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Mario has big
they're
arms.
okay,
If you're
they're
asking,
okay.
we measured them and they were almost 20 inches at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Centimeters.
Anyways,
We're just kidding.
so yeah, meal frequency. It's kind of one of those things where it doesn't matter, but it matters, right, per person.
Yeah.
And so, I think it's just where you're playing into where you're going to feel best overall, and where you're going to maximize, overall energy levels to burn more calories throughout the day. But like we've noticed such a huge change, though. I mean, that's been the cool part about that.
Thank you. Yeah. Now I'm staying clear of fast food for the most part.
There you go. No
here
more
and
Hot
there,
Pockets.
Here and there, I'll go to Costco for their chicken bacon and maybe hot dog with no bun. But that's not daily thing. But no more McDonald's, none of those other places. It's before I loved McDonald's, that was like a daily thing. But once I avoid them for
What was your
months,
favorite thing from there?
Ooh. Before it was the doubles, McChickens, and French fries. Then I kind of taste
Was that
buds
one meal?
evolved.
What was a normal meal for
Yeah,
you at
yeah.
McDonald's?
Give us your favorite meal that you would order.
Like everything.
So
What's one meal?
So what was it?
Put that cookie down now.
I have 3 different kind of favorites. One would probably 2 McDoubles, 2 McChickens, French fries.
See, that's what I said.
One meal. Would you stack them?
A diet drink, of course. So, yeah, I mean,
That's awesome.
Eventually I would stack them, the McDoubles. But yeah. And then as time progressed, it went better, I guess.
Yeah.
Started going for their, double quarter pounder.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, with cheese.
All right, so let me ask you this. What kind of advice would you give to somebody when they're at their lowest? Like, especially, let's say, from a man's perspective, like being a man and like, because I really firmly believe it's different for what men are experiencing from opposed to women in terms of when they're dealing with their weight loss challenges and things like that. And I say that because, being a consultant for 18 years, it's like you see these different struggles and whatnot. So like what would you tell somebody that feels like they're at rock bottom right now?
The main thing is, if you really want to change, it all depends on how, bad you are, but for the most part, 3 months, that's all it really takes to have life changing results. Because for me, lose 70 pounds, it was about 3 months of actual work. Here and there, I would just maintain for a bit, and it's like kind of calm down, relax, and then get back on it. But it was only 3 months of actual work.
Yeah.
So it's basically saying it's realistic
Yeah,
to gain control back of your life.
Yeah, 3 months, that's all you really. Of course, it all depends on how big you are, but 3 months, I could lose 70 pounds. You can't be much bigger. You can't have that much weight to lose, for the most part,
Yeah.
So 3 months, it's not that long.
Yeah.
It's blink of an eye.
Oh,
So
basically, you can make a lot of progress in 3 months.
Yeah, in 3 months, that could really, get you back on track.
Yeah.
And what would you say to them after they feel like they're gaining momentum to continue to go?
Yeah, it's really not. Maintaining isn't that difficult. You don't need to be, pushing, every single day doing all these workouts. It is, I won't say necessary, but maybe a few times a week to maintain. But it's having
just consistency.
Yeah, consistency. You don't need to eat, perfect, but still, know how many calories your body can, take in and, not gain weight.
So be aware of what you're consuming.
Right.
Yeah.
What about psychologically? What would you say, the mindset of what you need to get through those phases?
You just need to have, a real desire to change. You find something that, is going to help you keep that, focus and, run with it. So if you're younger, maybe well, if you're that big, you're probably single. So,
Whoa. Hold on.
Your goals to,
One more time. Okay, go ahead.
So finding that, whatever, maybe if you want to attract someone else or you want to gain a wife in the future or whatnot, then, or whatever your goal may be, it's just something to help you, stay on track, stay focused, and, deal with it. So starting out in the very, very beginning of that 3 month, say, time frame, it's going to be kind of hard because you're used to those foods and that, I guess, the dopamine response. When you eat,
do you feel like you had like withdrawals?
Here and there, I have cravings. Yeah,
I know some people felt like that, but
early on,
it's you had to spend time breaking those habits, right?
Yeah,
and
which helped by being here, right?
Yeah, to an extent. I can't,
shame you. No,
there's no more hot Cheetos around or the Cheeto Puffs. Yeah.
Well, so that goes to show, and this is one thing I am so adamant about is that controlling the environment when you're going through these things is so important, because if you're putting yourself in these other environments that allow you to just be unchecked, right?
Yeah.
If you're laying around at home with hot Cheetos in the pantry, you're going to go smash them, right?
Yeah.
And then you're probably going to go make cookie cereal and
which that saying, if you show some of your friends that kind of show some of your friends, you show them your future, whatever type
Yeah,
thing. So
yeah.
I could definitely see that. You know, being here with you guys, and you know, all the CrossFit people. Everyone, for the most part, is very healthy. Very, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Well, yeah,
you know.
There's a common goal.
They're striving to better themselves.
Right. Changing the environment, my environment from, you know, isolation to this, that's probably a big help. And, you know.
Yeah. I mean, we would tell you, like, dude, don't spend time alone. Like,
It's like, yeah, okay.
we would text you, like, what the fuck, dude?
You didn't come by today.
You better not be eating. No, but that's the thing. It's like you were using food to an extent as like a coping mechanism to stress, right? Like, or just dissatisfaction in certain things. But because we don't see you doing that the same.
No,
you know, we know you quite well. We see you often.
Yeah,
so.
even now, if I have, you know, chips, whatever, I mean, they're good, but after a few, it's like, ugh, don't really, you know.
Yeah.
It's not that same feeling anymore. And now I just feel upset if I do have, you know, a little too much.
Yeah.
It's
Just
like,
feel a little guilty.
yeah. And, you know, I just feel like garbage too. Because, you know,
physically
once you, I guess, you know, once you take away that, I don't say poison, but once you take away the bad.
For some people, yeah.
Take away the bad and then have it again. It's like, oh, this is, you know, you see if you feel it for what it is. It's, you know, not good for you.
Your body's just
So,
in the
my
ideal
body,
state.
it changed. Like, even in, you know, fast food, if I were to have it, it's like, oh, this does not feel good.
Yeah.
I feel like garbage now.
Yeah.
I think it's important to talk about also how long this type of process takes.
Oh yeah,
Because you take years to build your bad habits.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna take years to just, you know,
this is true.
Yeah.
start new ones.
Well, realistically, it was like 2019 when you were like, I probably should do something about what's going on, right?
That's when I realized the weight gain because
Yeah.
after the army, I was like, what, 219, 217, and
Yeah.
then the weight slowly came back.
Hey, when you came hiking with us, was that before?
That was like right before.
Yeah.
I was thinking around 260.
Yeah.
265?
Hey, so check this out, guys. Ryan was helping Mario with his conditioning and stuff, getting ready to enter the army. You know, get ready for boot camp and stuff. And then Ryan and I have been mountaineering and hiking for a while, and he decides to invite Mario. And we decided to go climb Mount Talac in Tahoe. Mount Talac is probably 9,700 feet up, and it's a 4,000 foot gain. So from the start to the finish, you have to climb 4,000 feet of elevation change over a 5 mile span. Yeah. It's a 10-mile round trip, right? So Ryan said that
Mario's going to state, I said that it was like doing the Stenson hike.
Yeah, he
at
said
the
it
beach.
like that. I was like, okay.
And I did not state
was
that.
not a walk on the beach.
He must have dreamt it.
You know,
Just trying to soothe
literally told me
himself.
that. I was like, okay,
in the
cool.
car on the drive up, I was like, "So Mario, have you been to Tahoe?" He's like, "No, it's my first time." And then I was like, "So have you been hiking?" He goes, "Yeah." Ryan said this hike's going to be just like what's that trail?
Stinson?
What's the trail though? It's so people can look it up.
Oh, Deep Sea Ravine.
Dipsia Ravine. It's like a 12-mile loop over in Stinson Beach, basically.
Yeah.
And
I did not say it's anything like that. Where he came up with that, maybe to calm himself down.
This is a proper mountain, guys. And Mario wore steel-toe boots and carried a gallon of water.
Like a,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, the vest.
It's like a vest
blue
on.
jacket vest.
and it started
thing,
snowing that day,
It
right?
started storming.
Yeah, storming.
That's right,
And the it was so cloudy.
And
at
you
the-
were
at
carrying
the
a
top.
1 gallon jug.
Literally carried a gallon jug. So
Lost my hat.
yeah. Oh, you lost your hat, and it took like 4 hours to summit.
Oh, and we ran into Bear.
Oh.
Twice.
Yeah. And
So on the
man,
way up, people were coming down telling us, "There's a bear following us." We're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay." I mean, that's pretty normal if you've done enough hiking in Tahoe or in proper mountains, you're gonna see bears sometimes. And the funny part about that story was on the way down after we summit. Mario's kind of tagging along in the back, and me and Ryan are in the front telling stories about what we heard about the stories of in Alaska where grizzly bears
bear
are just
attacks.
ripping people off the trail and killing them, eating them right there.
Yeah.
And literally, as he's telling that story, a bear crosses in front of us.
Yeah, crosses right in front of the trail. And
Yeah.
Looks.
Looks
Yeah.
at us, and then
So
Yeah.
I missed it. I just see them screaming. It's like, what are you guys doing?
No, we were throwing rocks at
Yeah,
it.
we were trying to tell it to go away. It went away, and
Yeah.
the scary part is we didn't know where it went.
It disappeared and we never saw it again.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was waiting
So,
for Mario.
At that point, my feet were full of blisters and
Yeah.
was not
I don't
feeling
care.
good. It was like, at that point, whatever.
So on the way up, how many times did Ryan have to force you to start going
I
again?
kept telling him, just leave me. It's okay. Just leave me.
So I thought we
then-
were like 15 minutes away, but he ended up. He asked this kid on the way down. He was like, "How much longer to the top?" And he was like, "45 to an hour."
And at this point, I already told him like 4 or so times, just leave me. It's okay. I'll be here for you guys.
Mario would literally take like 2 to 4 steps and just say, "Just go, and then take another 2 to 4 steps. Just go, just leave me, please." Stop.
And then I remember we had a little reception, and me and Dennis were sitting on top of the mountain. Like, is Mario like dying or what's going on here? I was like, Ryan, he's your responsibility. You're the one that told him that it was like a beach hike.
Yeah. Not expecting that.
It took what, 8 hours?
Yeah,
It was a
I think-
long
yeah.
hike.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
I think we did it faster in the snow.
Yeah, we did. We did it in like sub 6. It was like 5 hours in the snow.
Yeah.
But on the way back, the funny part was we go stop by where Red Hot Casino,
Oh yeah,
where
yeah.
the buffet, and then Mario, he was so excited about the buffet, and then he was so tired. What'd you
Yeah.
eat? Like one plate?
It was like probably 2. But
Yeah. I mean, I remember you
not
sitting
much,
there.
yeah.
You were just sitting there like this, like.
yeah, so much work. Just
Definitely 2 plates is
Chewing.
not as normal.
No, especially back then.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah. It was good food though.
No, yeah, Red Hot Steaks, I mean, the buffet is smaller compared to our casino spot.
Yeah,
More
but
quality.
nonetheless, that story really showed like if you really desire to just finish something and you have someone supporting you, it's really possible.
I think I desired it more for him, but
Hey, but for some
like,
reason,
I'm going to the top, so are you.
but for some reason, Mario still agreed to keep going.
Yeah.
like that was still
Yeah.
his choice every step of the way, no matter like how much.
At the end of it, he probably
Yeah.
didn't want to be left behind.
yeah.
By himself.
Man. I would have been fine his way in there for you guys. I mean, you guys, same path up and down, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I would have been fine, but I don't know. I mean, Ryan.
Was that your last mountain you climbed?
Yeah. I mean, well, after that, you guys kind of stopped inviting me. So
Why would that be?
Hey, that picture of your toes blistered up was gnarly.
yeah.
Hey, that's something though.
Yeah.
If you could do that and that under those circumstances, geez, dude, that's pretty
Yeah.
gnarly.
So having someone supporting you, that's a huge plus. So Ryan, he's there. He was there, kept supporting me, and it's like didn't want to give up. It's like, okay. We didn't have someone in your
So
corner.
he
then
kept
it's
telling,
like,
"Leave me alone."
I'll keep checking. Are you sure?
Oh man,
I don't mind waiting, but I guess I don't like it and letting people down.
Yeah.
So
Well,
having-
at the end, you still had to dig deep
Yeah.
for yourself,
Yeah.
right? And at the end of the day, even when people are cheering you on, it's still you doing
Yeah.
the work. And so we commend you for all the work you've been doing. And you've been keeping your weight off.
yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Thanks. So,
All right.
Yeah.
Well, where are we at time wise?
41 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still, I don't know, would you guys want to keep going?
Well, I want to touch on something. Actually, for you.
Okay, go ahead.
So, at one point you said you had this certain desire to change, right?
Yeah.
Because you were, how out of shape were you before? Like,
I mean, I always been in some type of shape, and I mean, like physically, like cardiovascular. I always been good with cardiovascular, but I always wanted to be, muscular, have muscle mass on me. But
you didn't
that
feel good about yourself, though.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I did not. I had low self-esteem for a long time. It took me. I mean, this was years of in the works of building my self-esteem. What really helped was I was working with one of my friends, Sal, and that's when I got into bodybuilding, and it really changed my life. Really, literally, it was like a change of life.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys
Yeah,
were
we saw
around
you.
at the time. Yeah,
We
guys
watched
saw that,
it.
and I was doing really good, but life just happened, and I just fell off, dude. And it was this time around, trying to get back into it is way harder.
It's different.
It's different. It's a different position, but it's just been harder for me.
You're in a different place in your life as well. I think
let's-
back then.
Okay,
Let's backtrack though.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
backtrack
okay.
because we
Let's-
got to go back to you were not feeling great about yourself. You had low self-esteem. You weren't satisfied in life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And you made these changes not only for you, but you still, like you mentioned earlier, the desire for, to be desired by women.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean that's how it started out, but then it just gradually changed to something else. It's changing to I just wanted to be better for myself.
Yeah.
I wanted to feel better, feel good, and people here see the CrossFit thing as a workout. I see it more as a physical therapy for me.
Yeah.
Because it has
Yeah.
helped me get functional strength, which you don't get from bodybuilding at all. I mean, you
Very
you
rarely.
see it,
Yeah.
rarely. Especially. I mean, you have to be working at that, but it's been a long process for me, and I feel like being here with you guys. That's why I mentioned like you had these guys for years.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing, Mario? Because and. Because I understand, like, I appreciate you guys having me around you guys because you guys don't have just anybody around you guys. Let's just make that clear. You guys have a close set of friends.
I guess we could say, yeah, you need to stop hanging out here.
Like I don't know.
But I mean, just having you guys, the gym here for support, I think it just made my life better. And once it's you are who you hanging out with.
Yeah.
So hanging out with you guys makes me want to better myself, and it helps a lot that I'm hanging out with you guys, the people around here, and then I got a lot of opportunities just being here.
Yeah.
And I think where we're going with this.
No. Let's rewind a little bit because see, here's the thing. Is kind of a point I'm trying to make.
Okay, go ahead.
Your initial, this is what I found with most people is our initial reasons for starting something end up more, something that you want, right? But then at the end of the day, you turn inward and you start making these changes and you start doing things for yourself. And then what happened? You ended up, you got the girl, now you got a beautiful baby,
Yeah.
all these things changed in your life because you decided to put yourself first.
Yes, that is true. And now I'm kind of learning that over again because I took some time off, but now I'm learning that again. Like, yeah, if you make yourself better, everything around you is gonna start getting better, and that's a good thing. Just if you start working on yourself, your life is just gonna get better in general because that's how it starts. It starts with yourself.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, do you feel like you have more direction and purpose in life?
I do. I definitely do. I mean, and you just have to make a choice. And if you spend time just thinking about what you're gonna do, you're not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
And you just have to make any decision. If you're thinking about opening your little food cart, you're gonna go work out, whatever you're gonna do. Like if you don't take action, it's not gonna happen. You just have to, and that's what Matt told me. That's what he taught me. This few let's say weeks that we were hanging out or months now is that if you just gotta do. If you don't do, you're just gonna get stuck in the same spot forever, just wondering about what it could be or what it could have been.
Yeah.
If you don't do anything, you have to just take action. That's how I did it. When I decided that I wanted to be a bodybuilder and to work out and get healthier, I talked to my friend, Sal, my trainer at the time, Sal, at the gym, and I saw him. I was like, I want to look like him.
Yeah.
And the first thing I did, I talked to him. I asked him, how do I look like you?
Yeah.
And he said, okay, well, you got to do this. And you got to start, the sooner you do it, the better. I started right there and there.
Yeah.
I made that choice. Yeah. You just have to take action. If you don't take action, nothing's
No
going to
reaction.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing's going to change at all. Because if you keep waiting, you're just going to waste time.
Yeah.
And you don't want to waste time. Life is precious. Time is precious. Time is money. Literally, time is money.
Yeah.
And the age that we live in, time is money.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And Mario, so do you feel like you have a different sense of purpose since you've regained a certain amount of your health back and regained just a certain direction, maybe?
I think I have purpose now. I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
at that point
okay.
is like, like I said, I thought for sure I would get COVID and probably not make it. And there's
You felt like
things
you almost
So now, actually see, there's more to life than, maybe a few months down the road.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
now
that's
it's
huge.
like, now whole new possibilities. And then it's having better friends, you guys, and then Mike kind of exposing everyone to crypto and getting into that. And it's
That's the future.
I mean,
We're going to crypto again.
so at UOP, the one business class that I regret not taking is basically the stock class on how to analyze trends and whatnot. And it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. I mean,
Hey, you're learning now.
oh yeah.
yeah.
So
Never
now,
too late.
now you got to be around to collect those profits.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Like, so you went from no, would I arguably say no hope at one point?
complete no hope.
Yeah. Did you feel like that too, Jonathan?
I mean, no, I was more of beating myself down because I knew there was the help out there, but I wasn't using it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
The potential was there.
Yeah, the potential
Yeah.
was there, but I was just wasting time.
So
That's-
complacency.
Yes, basically.
Yeah.
That's what I get. That's the problem, like like there's certain things you could do, but you're not doing them.
Yeah.
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 No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just kind of like thinking about it,
Yeah.
fantasizing about it,
Exactly. And then,
not, not executing it.
not executing, just thinking about it like, what could it be if I did this and then this is going to turn out. But if you don't do anything, like I said earlier, nothing's going to happen. Literally, nothing's going to happen.
So, I actually, that makes me think about something else. Remember when we talked a few years back and I kept saying like, look, we need to do something different. Like you need to come over to the dark side and you need to not work for anybody.
Yeah.
We need to have our own thing. Cause I left, and I left, it was like 7 years ago
Left where? Let's be a little more specific.
no, we don't have to be specific. No, it's just I left
get it.
I
Never
left the
mind.
company that we were working for, and our goal, my sole goal was to be not beholden to anybody, and like the thought of working for somebody was so much more painful than trying to build my own thing. That I feel like that's been my driving force personally.
Yeah.
Right. But then I remember the beginning of things, Ryan, when you decided to make that leap.
Yeah. I mean, for me initially all I knew was what I currently made.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that I was going to consistently make that amount and I could make a living with that amount. So branching out of that realm into the unknown was definitely kind of like a scary thing to do.
Yeah.
And it took a few years to make that leap. And
To join the dark side.
now we're here.
No, but I would even argue the way you were taking care of yourself wasn't as good back then as it is now.
Like how?
No, I think physically you weren't as fit, you weren't as healthy. No, that's what I'm talking
boy.
about. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. No, seriously, like in back 2017, that's when we decided to do some Spartan races, right?
Yeah. Well, see, yeah, back then it was just, man, I was probably even training inconsistently, bodybuilding, a few days a week, and cardio here and there, just enough to get by.
But are you happier now?
Oh, yeah,
Back-
by a long shot. I mean,
Yeah.
here being in the environment in the gym, with the convenience of having access to a gym during work hours has made
Yeah.
a tremendous of a difference because we're here 9 to 7, and if I was in any other position, I'd have to work out before 9 and work out after 7. And if there's no customers and it's slow, we'll go work out.
Yeah.
And we can get that done, and I have more time to spend with the family.
After work.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, the beauty about being here is also the kids and my wife are welcome to be here and spend time here. So I mean, it's as a whole better overall.
Yeah. I think just in general, like one thing I've noticed is your overall growth has been exponential.
I mean, maybe
last
half an
couple
inch in the arms.
Well, you actually can squat now.
Probably
Now you can finally
couple
squat
inches
more
in the
than
legs because they were lacking.
Yeah, you can squat more than you can bench finally. So
Been about a decade since I could do that.
yeah, but overall, I mean that's I think everybody struggles with certain things, right? Everyone's rock bottom is different,
Yeah.
and the only thing I would say, especially being that I'm usually in the consultant side of things, right? Like I've had to seek help on my own, because I'm always the one that's giving advice.
Yeah.
People are hiring me to help them, and I went through I recall going through some really, really, really hard times that didn't translate into a change in my physical performance or my physical attributes and things like that, but psychologically, my mental space, dealing with severe depression, anxiety, and all those things. And it's, there was years and years of going through those things on and off. But it still always comes back down to making those decisions and being so driven to desire that change to whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've all been through those things, to a certain extent or not.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, well, we're gonna keep the podcast going. If we are, I think we have a little more fun now.
We can.
Yeah.
Earlier, what were we
Let's
talking?
get a little darker.
Well, no. Before we segue, here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's one thing I want to say is the fact that, one thing that I am really happy about is that things are becoming more socially acceptable to actually look towards improving men's mental health. Right.
Yeah.
Before, it was really simple. You were told, "Don't be a bitch," right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, it was.
It's that this hardened up mentality all the time, which there is a time and place for that, 100%. Because some people definitely need that, but there's a counterbalance. Especially when you're being a man. Being a man is more complicated than just saying toughen up, right?
Yeah.
It's being able to be, soft but still, direct. You have to have both, especially when you have children. You have to be soft enough to raise them, in the sense that you're taking care of them, but you have to be, direct enough to discipline them.
Yeah.
And that's the balance of, I would say, masculinity that does exist. Because if you're overly one way or the other, I think it becomes highly imbalanced.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Do you feel like it's you have two girls? Mm-hmm. Like, what do you? I feel like that would be hard, but I only have one.
It is tough. It is tough.
Girls are crazy though.
Yeah, they're wild.
I wonder why. I could tell some other stories.
Yeah, they're definitely a handful, but it is tough dealing with them emotionally. They get very emotional and they cry right away. Maybe I'm a little too hard raising my voice,
We've all done those things.
threatening to spank him. But no, I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah.
I mean, I would say my daughter now, she's helped me like balance out my emotions.
Yeah.
Because have a different purpose now, and basically now I have to be more. I become more. Emotional, more
Feminine.
More well-rounded.
More well-rounded, yes, basically.
Yeah, because if you're not well-rounded, and if you're unable to manage your emotions and all you do is suppress them, what do you end up with? You end up with rage. You end up with uncontrolled. You're just out of control essentially. That's. I mean, let's call it what it really is.
It's great for working out, but not not for
That's
bringing
true.
it home.
Yeah. Oh man.
So, I mean, we're almost at about an hour. Do you want to keep going?
You guys want to go into the story that you were telling us?
Oh, yeah. We could do that.
That was an interesting story Mario shared with us earlier.
Let's get into it, Mark. Come on,
The
come on.
Paranormal.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, he was like, I don't know which story you're talking about.
Are you sure your customers want that story? Okay. Oh yeah. So, I guess one experience with
Experiment.
So this one time I was at Circus with my friend, and
Stop hitting this.
my friend, and I wake up in the middle of the night because sharing a room, cost effective. So I woke up middle of the night, and then I see my friend, but there's like two of them, a friend, in their bed, and then also my friend, see-through version of my friend, looking like down at them.
Oh.
I was like,
Oh gosh, that gives you.
I don't know what's
goosebumps.
called that, but ghost spirit, whatever. I don't know. But
So were you drunk at all?
Under
No,
the
no.
influence.
Did you do any
back
drugs?
then, especially I didn't drink.
Oh.
And
Oh yeah. You were pretty.
so
You were pretty
I
good.
saw
Good
that, freaked out, and was like, I don't know what's happened to my friend, but I just went over the covers,
Show me
whatever
okay.
happened back to bed, and
Did you tell them what happened?
yeah.
What did they say?
Well, they really didn't want to stay in that room anymore, but but I was like, no, it's probably okay. No, I don't know.
That's
I
crazy.
would not think it's okay.
I would.
I would not think she's okay.
That's pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure you weren't dreaming?
No. I mean, I fully remember.
Yeah.
Rolling back over. I was like pretending. Didn't see that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen shapes in the sky lately, and then just disappear? Because I had a little, I had a little
those
experience.
are clouds.
Here, I'll be right back, guys. Go ahead. Keep
yeah.
going.
But I mean, the other day I was driving to my house and I seen this little square floating in the air, and I kept driving. I was like, okay, I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna turn around and this thing's gonna fucking disappear. Next thing you know, I pass by a tree and I'm looking up. That thing is fucking gone.
Like what kind of square was it? Like a
Dude,
actual
just
like
a square
a
that didn't
cube.
belong in the sky.
Square or a drone?
Well, I mean, it could have been the outline of something, but whatever it was, it disappeared in a second.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And I mean, I don't know if you guys heard of this thing called Project Bluebeam, which is a project where they're saying that we're gonna get fooled into going to war with aliens. Aliens, that's what they're calling them, aliens. When basically, the government's gonna use aliens as a story to create a new world order.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. I don't know if you ever, if you
I
guys
have
ever
not.
heard of
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, because really recently, they started talking about aliens
Yeah.
out of the nowhere.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I mean, and you look at the times that we're living in. This was really random. Like,
Yeah.
why are you guys deciding
Like they're
to talk?
kind of willingly, accepting,
yeah.
like, hey,
We got UFOs. We found these people. Yada yada. Just gradually,
Yeah.
it just happened recently.
before it was all denial.
Exactly.
Denial.
Everybody, they denied it for years. Now they're like, okay, well,
Yeah.
you guys did say things. So I'm just I'm weary about those things,
Yeah.
You don't ever want to fully trust people that you don't know.
Yeah. I mean, what you saw was just something from another.
There we
Okay,
go.
we're back in business. Oh, all right. So what I was telling them is that I don't know if you heard about this thing, Matt, but it's called Project Bluebeam, and it was they're saying it's like a psyop operation where the government is going to use aliens as an end to start the new world order.
Oh, kind of like a false flag thing.
Exactly, yeah, false flag. Because Reagan did say he had a very famous speech where the only thing that's gonna get
I know what you're talking about,
The only
yeah.
thing that's gonna get all the countries to work together is gonna be an alien invasion.
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm really worried when the Pentagon's talking about, well, we always had UFOs. Now we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's just out of the nowhere, because all this stuff is going on. Why did they throw that on top of that?
The UFO thing is
Yeah.
very fascinating, I think.
Aliens about the new world order? No. COVID? Yeah. Even was it the Australian? I think it was an Australian
But that's what I'm
whatever.
saying, because the
They actually use
COVID
the
was
term.
happening and all this stuff, and then now the alien stuff on top of that. I just feel it's just more confusion.
Did they really say, like, our government never said
They didn't say
anything
aliens.
about aliens?
They didn't
They're
say
saying
aliens. No, but
they renamed the thing. They don't even call it UFOs. What do they call it? They call it something else.
I mean, it is UFO, but the government understands that you think of when they think of UFOs, alien.
Yeah.
So I think it's
No,
a
I
play.
get it.
So they're using a play on words to make people think like we're talking about aliens.
But why would the government ever want to deceive us?
Like they said, it's just billionaires from the future
Exactly.
Yeah.
visiting us.
I mean, since we were discussing that, I was just telling them that I was driving down the street. I saw this shape.
Yeah.
And I just knew I'm gonna lose sight of it, and it's just gonna disappear. And that's exactly what happened. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's been happening a little more often to me. It's not the first. That's the second time it happened. It's
We're
happened
gonna have to
before.
get you a psych evaluation.
Probably. I mean, I didn't make a big deal about it. I was like, whatever. I knew this was gonna happen. I'm just gonna keep driving.
I only recall one time that I saw light moving in the sky that seemed irregular, but I was a child, so it's really hard to differentiate between what I think I saw as a memory or compared to what actually happened.
Yeah.
And so it's always been questionable, even going down to like things I thought were paranormal experiences and stuff like that. Because one thing I have a tendency to do, and I've always had a tendency, is to wake up in the middle of the night since I was a child. Like for as young as I can remember, I always woke up in the middle of the night, got up, used the bathroom, wandered around the house. And it'd be funny too, because like Ryan and I shared a room for a long time.
Yeah.
Probably up until we were actually adults. We shared a room, and so he'd be fast asleep. And I remember walking around the house, and one night I recall waking up because I thought I heard we had a weight set in our laundry room, or what would some people would be a garage for some people. Long story short, it used to be a garage, then it became a room. So, long story short, I hear this clanging that sounds like someone's lifting weights, yet it's middle of the night, everyone's sleeping, right? And I remember walking down the hall. We had this kind of long hallway that led into the living room, and then you had to walk across the kitchen to the laundry room door. And I remember hearing it, looking, and then our parents' door was almost directly across, so I remember knocking on their door, and they wouldn't respond, and probably maybe they heard me and they were just ignoring, just like I do to my son, or maybe they just weren't waking up. And I recall like thinking, I'm just going to go check this out. Like maybe my brother's in there, our oldest brother. He's like 7 years older than me, so even if I was 9, he'd been a teenager at that point.
Yeah.
Which, still thinking back, like, why the hell would I think that would have been normal to lift weights in the middle of the night? But, you don't know. You're a child. I remember going in, opened the door, and it sounded like it was getting louder, louder. And when you enter, you have to go past, like, a little corner, right? Because that's where the, what's it called? The water heater sat. And so there was a space there that so you couldn't just look right in. So you had to walk all the way in to look. And when I remember turning around the corner, all the sound stopped. And I was like, huh. And I remember thinking, laying down. And then, and I remember recalling this later in life, thinking, the fuck was I thinking to go look at that? Like really? Why would I go check that out? Like that was interesting. But
is that like a brain response that we're a little paranoid about just certain, like, I'm at night, I just stay up later than my wife. So, I'm cooking or cleaning stuff, and I just feel like I see things out of my eye, like on the side.
So in biology, from a survival mechanism standpoint, I've listened to some biologists talk about like how we instinctually know how things are possibly dangerous, right? So it's like embedded into your DNA essentially. So this is where I start to think maybe these things aren't really what we think they are, because it's just more of an evolutionary response of protection,
Like a readiness response.
Yeah. So think about it this way, like we've only had things like refrigeration for a little over 100 years. That's not that long. It's one person ago, basically, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So let's push it back further. So I don't know. Like I recall thinking and reading through, reading about these people traveling through the mountains. Like if you think about like the through Tahoe, how they came through Donner, and then they, everyone's heard about the Donner Party, how they ended up eating each other. But like if you think about that type of survival, when you make this crazy commitment to explore and things like that. And if you've ever spent enough time in the mountains, in the woods, where it's just like it's interesting. It's eerie, but it's beautiful, but it can be really eerie. I spent a decent amount of time, backpacking by myself and sleeping out in the woods by myself, and so it's like I've had instances where I feel like something's there. But I still think back to what they talk about in terms of like survival. If you're in this type of situation where there are things that can eat you, because if you think about what existed animal wise, that's like a super predator.
Yeah.
I think like even in North America, we had like these giant cheetahs.
Yeah.
Right. And then grizzly bears. Like we literally killed off all the grizzly bears in California. I mean, it's our freaking bear on our flag, but they're monsters. Like literally they will eat you.
Yeah.
Not these.
They'll eat you alive.
Yeah. They will literally eat you alive. And so like when you're surviving, we take for granted all this natural protection that we have in these cities that we've built. So it makes sense to think that you have a certain hyper sense of awareness of what's going on, and some people may have those genetic expressions more than others.
Yeah.
So maybe this is where ghost stories came from, because it's like a protection thing. Like maybe they didn't really exist, but there was just really crazy people and crazy animals that ate people.
Yeah.
Like there were giant birds that could eat people at one point. Like that's pretty wild. Humans lived at the same time that mastodons or mammoths walked. Like that's nuts. Like they hunted them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand how big they are, but I mean it's wild. So it's not like they had guns. They were doing it with spears.
Savages.
Yeah, and they didn't have shoes. So I don't know. It's just my take.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, because I was thinking today, I was just washing the dishes, listening to the podcast, and then I hear my baby crying.
Yeah.
But she's not crying.
Oh, you thought you heard your baby
Yeah, I
cry.
thought I heard my baby crying. But I mean, I literally heard it in my head, like in my head, oh, my baby's crying.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, kind of plays into this, like what you're talking about, evolutionary thing. I was like, because then I thought it to myself, I was like, you know what is good? That my brain made me think
Yeah.
that my baby
action response.
Exactly, because it made me go check on my baby.
Yeah.
So I think I was like, you know what? I started thinking different of that.
Yeah.
Those types of, sounds or visions that you think you see,
I think you're
because
so used to checking on her that maybe it's been 15, 20 minutes past the normal time, and your body's response is like, hey, like
Probably go check.
exactly, yeah. That's basically what I felt. So it makes a lot of sense what you're saying. I just wanted to point that out. Yeah.
I feel like I've always been paranoid, right? Growing up in the hood.
Yeah.
No, really. It's like you learn,
you can't
like,
leave your door open.
you can't leave your door open, and walking home was slightly dangerous. You might get jumped and different things like that. But I remember after having children, it was like even a more hyper awareness of your environment, because now you have to protect this little person that's part you. And I just, and even to this day, it's like it's always. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just a pessimist, but I always feel like there's the worst is out there, right?
oh yeah. It
I don't.
is.
You feel like that, especially with your, you got two little or one. Like my kids are older, but still, I still feel.
Oh yeah. No, the worst is out there.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly,
This is true. I think ours, it's not as frequent as it probably was.
Yeah.
But it definitely still exists. But we don't have grizzly bears that can eat you out of your house right now.
Well, I don't know, because there's been bears spotted in this area because due to the fires.
I don't know if that was real though.
You don't think that was real?
I have a hard time believing that, because that's a very long ways to travel to not get caught in like a ton of things.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I'm just saying, like, I've driven that drive.
Fair enough. You
Yeah.
guys seen bears.
Yeah.
I've only seen one from a cabin.
Unless someone had one locked up
Released
and,
it.
and then they released it and got out. They were like, "Oh shit, let's just say it came from the fires." I would believe that more.
Yeah, there's a lot of highway and a lot of fencing and
Yeah, like all the pastures and the
Lot
cows
of
and
area.
like I feel like a rancher would have been like, "Hey, it's probably gonna eat a cow." You know, like it's a bear.
Take him out.
It's a pretty easy target. You know, they're not gonna fight. You know. Yeah, I don't know. You guys have any other ghost stories?
yeah. I want to bring up anything I forgot.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We should probably.
Yeah, I think this is the longest podcast we've done
Yeah.
so far. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think we're pretty good.
This is a Freaky Friday.
Yeah, pretty good.
Friday. Thank you for tuning in to the Lazaro Lab. Please like and subscribe.
Thank you guys.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Ooh, my ear hurts.
Mario, you did good.
Yeah.